Welcome to the Leaders Insights podcast. Today's episode, Privacy-Enhancing Technologies in Practice. The hype is ahead of the implementation. Everyone's boardroom is buzzing about privacy-enhancing technologies, tools that let you compute on data without exposing it. You've deployed them. Tell me the uncomfortable part.
The uncomfortable part is that most of what gets called a deployment is a demo that survived a friendly audience. The science is genuinely sound. The production reality is that the gap between a slide and a running system is measured in years and headcount you don't have.
That sounds like the usual enterprise is slow excuse. Be specific.
Take fully homomorphic encryption, computing on encrypted data without ever decrypting it. Beautiful math. In practice, it runs thousands to millions of times slower than plain computation. IBM and Zama have made real strides, but when a vendor tells you it's production ready, ask them to run your fraud model on it and report the latency. I've watched a query that took 40 milliseconds balloon to 15 minutes.
So the technology just doesn't work?
It works. It's just priced wrong for most jobs. That's the thing nobody says out loud. You'd deploy encrypted computation to keep a medical genome private, worth every second. You would not deploy it to check whether someone clicked an ad.
What about the safer sounding ones? Differential privacy, adding statistical noise so no single person can be identified. The U.S. Census used it.
They did in 2020, and it's the best cautionary tale we have. The census added mathematical noise to protect individuals, and demographers screamed because small-town population counts came out visibly wrong. That's the trade nobody frames honestly. Privacy and accuracy are a dial, not a switch. Turn up protection, your numbers get blurrier. Every vendor pitch skips the part where your analysts lose precision they were relying on.
You're a chief data officer. Aren't you supposed to be selling this internally?
I'm supposed to not get fired for a breach or a lawsuit, which is a different job. And I'll tell you the dirty secret. Half the privacy problems teams are trying to solve with exotic cryptography can be solved by deleting data they never needed to collect. Radical, I know.
That's the funny because it's true line. But give me a case where the fancy stuff actually paid off.
Synthetic data, artificial records generated to mimic real ones statistically without being real people. American Express and several banks use it to test systems without touching live customer data. That's a genuine win because the accuracy bar for "does my software crash" is low. Where it fails is when someone trains a credit model on synthetic data and acts surprised when it misses the rare cases that actually cause losses.
So the rule is, match the tool to how much error you can eat.
Exactly. And here's the number that should scare people. Gartner, a research firm, so treat it as directional, has said for a while that a large share of privacy tech pilots never reach production. My own experience puts real production deployment in the single digits of the companies claiming they have it. The rest have a proof of concept and a press release.
Name what everyone gets wrong in one sentence.
Everyone treats these as products you buy and switch on. They're research programs you staff, with cryptographers and performance engineers. And if you don't have those people, you have a very expensive science fair.
What about secure multi-party computation? Several organizations jointly analyzing data without any of them seeing the other's raw records? Banks love that pitch for fraud rings.
They do. And the technology genuinely works for narrow, agreed-upon questions. The killer isn't the math. It's the lawyers. Getting 3 competitors to sign off on exactly which computation runs takes 18 months before a single line executes. The bottleneck is legal and governance, not silicon. Nobody budgets for that.
So someone's listening, a pilot on their desk, bored breathing down their neck. What do they do Monday?
Pick your single highest-risk data flow, the one that would end up on the news, and ask one question. What's the largest accuracy loss or slowest speed I can tolerate for that specific job? Write the number down first. Then, and only then, let a vendor near you. If they won't test against your number, they're selling you a demo.
Done. Want to know where you actually stand? Take the CDO self-assessment at mba-training.com.